Number 20. Alright, these guys, believe it or not, are going to be solved just like 18 and 19. They have similar bases, or soon will be. I see a 64, 64, and then, oh, that's a finished study guide there. A 64, 64, then this guy is going to be a 16. So I can put these all in powers of 4, actually. So let's do that. 64 is 4 to the third power. So 4 to the third power, but I've still got that 3n minus 1. So that's how you handle this. Okay, multiplied by 4. And then 64 is to the third. And then that is 4 to the second.
Today is the last day to order a yearbook. Please see Mrs. Cooper if you would like to order one. Thank you.
And then plus 3. Okay, so it's weird to have that bulky exponent, but that's actually what you have. You've got you've got this 3 right here being added to the exponents because we're multiplying. And that always feels weird to say, but because we're multiplying something of a similar base, we can just add the exponents. And so that's what we're doing here, and we know that it has to equal 2, so we can literally just cross those guys out. I'm going to distribute that. Alright, and so then what we get is we get 9n equals 2 as the 3's cancel out, and then we'll see that it's going to be 2 divided by 9, and there's our answer. Alright, we're going to do the same thing. That actually, these are all powers of 5. That could be powers of 25 maybe. Is it 25 squared? It might be. But let's just reduce it down to 5 because that for sure I know. Let's see. In fact, I think it's 5 to the, what, 4th power? Yeah, 5 to the 4th power, which means it's 25 to the 2nd. Yeah, okay. Let's keep it in powers at 25. This is 25 to the 2nd power. Alright. So 25 to the negative 2nd power. Okay. So notice that this is a 1 over, so I will make a negative, which will in turn produce a positive 4n. Didn't know people would get so excited about cleaning out their lockers, but somehow they are. And then we've got 25 to the 1st. Okay, so 25 squared. So notice then that I decided to just keep it 25, but if you would have bumped it all up to, or if you would have used 5 as your common base, then everything would have been doubled, and then you would have divided by 2 anyway to solve. So it all would have worked out in the end. So I can actually cross these guys out, kind of. What I should have done is actually added these two. So let's go positive 4n plus, and then I'm going to distribute 6n plus 4 equals 1. So then that's 10n plus 4 equals 1. I'm going to subtract 4 for a negative 3, and then divide by 10 for negative 3 over 10, and that is D. Okay. So not hard problems, I think. These are trickier. These are just ones that require a the log. Okay, so 9b to the b plus 3 plus 4.5 equals 42. All right, so I'm definitely using a calculator for this. I don't trust myself this early in the morning to make these guys. Okay, so I subtracted 4.5, which is what you would normally do. Now, because the term that has the exponent is isolated, I'm now ready to take the log. Okay, now when I take the log of both sides, I'm going to squeeze him in there to save some ink. I can take this b plus 3 down to the front. Okay, now when I take it down to the front, this means that this guy is being multiplied, so I would actually, b plus 3 equals the log of 37.5 divided by the log of 9. Okay, now these are decimals here, and you just keep them, and then to get b by itself, we know that we would actually subtract 3. So we can actually just put this into our calculator and get our final result right now. So log 37.5. Okay, Okay, divided by. Now notice that I am putting them in parentheses to close them up. Log 9. I don't know if you can hear that. You guys are so loud in the hallway. What is your problem? Minus 3. And then negative 1.35. Okay, now it's not multiple choice, but that is the answer. You could double check that, put 9, raise 9, put in negative 1.35 in for B, and just see if it equals 42 once you put it all together. You can always check that. You can always verify. And I know you guys already know that. 23. Okay, now this is pretty much as large as these equations can get. They're pretty awesome, actually. But what I am going to do is I'm going to do the bulk of this in the calculator just because you should. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate this guy by subtracting 3 and then dividing by negative 8. So I'm going to do that right now in my calculator. Negative 31. Oh my gosh. Minus 3 divided by negative 8. 4.25. All right, now I'm going to take the log, and so this guy would look like this. Okay, so I'm basically kind of doing 2 steps in one. Now, in your calculator, don't do the log of these two divided by each other. Don't do that. It's the log of this guy divided by the log of that guy. All right, so log of 4.25. Oh, nope. Try that again. Log of 4.25. I can't see that. Divided by the log of 18. All right, equals basically a half. And then we need to add 8, and then we will divide by negative 1.7. Okay? So just think of all these skills that are assumed that you know. All that pre-algebra. So we got a negative 5.000004. Okay, there it is, and that's this guy right there. Okay. All right.